Don't we look like throwback?
Yep, it's a beautiful Thursday morning. Good morning, welcome. This is Wake Up Nigeria. And I would want to say it's Sub-Saharan Premier Entertainment Breakfast Show. You know, that's what we do here, giving you all of that entertainment and all. Welcome. The whole week is almost over, and by this time tomorrow, we'll be welcoming the weekend.
But before then, we will be bringing you lifestyle content and everything in between to ensure you have the very best of mornings. My name is Mary Alimi.
Mike Messikenor is my name. The show starts now. If you need to get out of the house, you should know that we're streaming live online at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. It's at TVC Connect. If you want to make a comment, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. And of course, you know Wake Up Nigeria is not complete. The spine of this show, the central nervous system, is the kitchen. is looking very, very wonderful and fluffy with that dress. She's on standby.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Chef.
Yes, we do. Her name is
Toure.
Chef Toure. Yes. And she's making her debut on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
All right, Chef Toure, you're welcome. You're going to have a great time today.
Yes,
if you have any problem in the kitchen, just let me know.
See, don't worry.
Mike,
you
I don't want to
definitely
see
be
you
of help.
anywhere near this kitchen.
Ma'am, don't try yourself.
Mike.
All right, we'll be kicking off the show this morning with a tech. Of course, we're doing 2D animation. You don't want to miss that today.
And then we have Dr. Boyo joining us for a discussion on the dangers of consuming unbranded oil.
And the Nigerian singer Azados will be joining us in the studio for a conversation later on.
And then we have an art exhibition, one you don't want to miss. It's coming up much later, featuring Chief Mrs. Nike of Nike Arts Gallery.
Wonderful. And then from there, we will be delivering to you art in the form of spoken words. Ogolua Ajiboso will, of course, be giving us some punchlines this morning.
Night and dropped bombs of insecurity and left a strong stench of insufficiency. I watched as my emotions were burnt on the altar of comparison and blown away by the wind of inadequacy. I was lost.
And then we move to the couch right here, Wake Up Nigeria, because
I feel like every presenter should be a spoken word artist.
Indeed.
Or should have that talent somewhere.
Indeed.
Like if I give you a week or some days.
It doesn't work.
Oh my God,
you should be able to pull it off. So like I say, okay, man, we have this event now, one UN international event like that, and we need spoken word. So Mary just put together something. I will do it. How much?
Mary has already started now.
I feel words are what we use. They are a tool for business, so we should be able to put up something. But then I always enjoy trained spoken word artists.
They're always amazing.
They know how to drop things for us.
So earlier in the makeup room, saw something online. And she just went, ha. She went, ha, like twice. And I was like, when you say ha, and you go ha again, the second ha was dragged. I said, you've seen something. She did not say anything. Do you know she took her time to finish reading everything?
Yeah, because I needed to process the gist.
Yeah.
The gist was hot and spicy, so I needed to process
Twitter,
it.
right?
Of course.
It's only, but that's
You
the only
heard
place you get
about
that
it,
kind of
right?
gist.
The trending gist right now.
There are many.
Some dude
what's
who
going on?
posted his free wedding photographs.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 girls now came to say, you were with me last night, you were with me last
weekend.
We are planning to meet this weekend.
Is it drama? Is
No,
drama?
Drama is for real.
But this is very real.
Like they called him
this
out
is
like
very real.
legit.
This is very real. It happens. It came as a joke when someone says, it's Saturday, go and check if your boyfriend is having his wedding. It's like a joke, but it's real. It happens.
There's a lady who actually got married, like the guy rather, he got married as in the weekend. The morning of his wedding was when he traveled to Lagos. He's based in Abuja. Told his girlfriend that he wanted to attend a friend's wedding.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
Remember the
too.
one?
Yeah.
She saw
And then she
photographs
saw
of his wedding online. In fact, he had already asked everybody, please no photos. It's a private ceremony. But you know how it is now. You know somebody that knows somebody. Yeah, exactly. And that's actually
there's nothing wrong with you being in it. Well, like my husband used to say, a man never did, until he proposes, he's never really made up his mind about who he wants to be, because at that time there are so many ladies in his life until he decides, oh yeah, I want to be with this person, I want to be with this person.
So where have this made up so many ladies?
No, wait.
Yeah.
So
because
there's
still
absolutely
looking
nothing wrong with telling, okay, letting the other ladies know that, okay, I've decided, I've made up my mind that I want to be with this person. I am sorry, it's not going to work out, or it did not work out between us. I mean, I feel like we've gotten to that point, in our lives where we should all be mature about this thing.
Amen. There is a guy who got married last year.
Yeah.
Proposed to this lady in 2011. 11, oh. She was Lady of the Rings for 7 years. They kept saying, we said they were married. This same incident of finding out on social media he had finally gotten married. So it's not about proposing.
So she had his ring
Okay, so
for
what,
7
he
years.
proposed
7
to
years.
her and then he met somebody else. Well, that happens actually.
And the person he got married to, they met within 4 months,
That
everything,
happens.
and he was
Yeah,
married
and
to
he
her.
married her, yeah.
And he didn't tell the lady.
Oh, I should have told her.
7 years. Meanwhile, they had been dating for 5 years before the proposal. So that's 12 years of her life wasted.
Hi. Her life was just turning on her own.
Yes, it's about that time of the day. You know how we do it every good morning of Wake Up Nigeria. You know how we do it. It's always fun here. So, if you are here to see us today, don't sit down. You know the routine. I challenge you to stand up and let's do some what? Let's do some workout. I'm not doing this alone. I have my whole wonderful fam here. Hey guys, good. Are you ready? Yeah, good. Okay. Let's warm up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2, okay. Are you ready for the first exercise? Okay, 5, 6, 7, go, hop, go, 2, forward, cross, take it down and down, go, hop, up, forward, good job, take it down. Awesome, go, hop, ha, O'Shea, go, take it down. Are you having fun? Go, forward, cross it, take it. One more, hop, up, good, down, and relax it. That's good. 2 step forward, 2 step back, 2 jumping jacks. Are you ready? Okay, 5, 6, from your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's 1, go, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2, go, come on. Hey, awesome, 3, come on. Woo! 4, hey, let's go. We have 3 more to go. Come on, that's it. Go, yeah. We have 1 more to do this. Let's go. Oh, Shay. Okay, relax it. 4 knees up and 4 jumping jacks back. Who is ready with me? Woo! Okay, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, and jack it back. 1, 2, 3, perfect. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 1, 2, 3. Keep moving. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Go. 1, 2, 3. The last one. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Who is ready for some squat? Woo. Are you ready? Good. Let's take the time. Ready? 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back. 1, 2, 3. Forward. Go. 1, let's go. 2, 3. Take it back. 1, 2, 3. The last one. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, and up. Okay, quick one. Let's just take it from the top. Who is game? Hey, are you game? Woo! Hey! 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2. Come on. Cross it. Take it down. Go. Up. Cross. Take it down. Come on. Hop. Hey, hop. Go. Cross. Hop. Take it. 1 more. Come on. Hop. Cross. Good. Take it down and down. You know the rule. 2 step forward, 2 step back. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, go. Yeah. Let's go. One more to go. Finish it up. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know how we do this? Just because of our time, we don't have too much time. You know this program. Repeat them. Repeat them. How do you guys feel today? Amazing. Okay. While we are doing our cool down here, we're going to take the camera back to the studio. Oh, shit. Hey, guys.
All right, welcome back to the kitchen. It's Wake Up Nigeria, of course, and with me is Chef Toure, and she's making her debut on the show, and this morning she's making something quite different, right?
Yes, it's very different.
Yes.
I'm very sure most people haven't heard of this
before.
Yes.
I haven't actually. And this morning we are making fish akara and yeri sauce, and on your screen right there are the ingredients, but we'll run through them quickly. Yeah, so go ahead.
Okay, so we'll be using our fish. We can use any kind of fish. So when we season it, we are going to blend it till it's smooth, and we are going
That's
to...
after seasoning it,
yes.
after you've put, steamed it a little bit.
Yes, so we are going to blend it and add little eggs to it, so it will be more nutritious.
Okay.
It's just like making akara. So now, instead of using the beans, we are using fish. And this pepper would be used for our sauce, the yeri sauce. We'll spice it up with efirin, and I have my bleached palm oil here. It's for the sauce as well. My crayfish, all these are going into the sauce. What I just need for my fish akara is just my fish and the egg and my granota to just fry.
Okay, so we are making two different dishes this morning. We are making the yeri sauce and the fish akara. And the ingredients for the fish akara is the fish, which is the key ingredients, your eggs, and your palm and your vegetable oil.
Yeah, vegetable oil.
Okay, and then for the yeri sauce, you're making use of pepper, efirin, bleached palm oil, and what else?
Crayfish.
And crayfish. All right, so let's get cooking. This recipe this morning seems pretty interesting. So first of all, what we have done with our fish here is, and this morning we're working with what kind of fish?
Mackerel fish, but you can use any kind of fish.
Okay, that's after you've properly steamed and seasoned it. And then we've blended it. How well do you blend it? Roughly?
You would make it smooth. It has to be very, very smooth.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we added a little bit of egg in it. Yeah?
Yes.
How much egg should you put in it?
Let's say 1 fish, 1 egg.
Okay, how do you mean 1 fish, 1 egg?
Okay.
Like a whole fish and then you put in one
egg. Yes.
Okay, so it actually depends on the quantity of fish that you're making use of. All right, and then you blend that up, and then we're just going to get fried. Okay, so right now we need to properly blend our fish.
Yes, it's not yet smooth. We need it to be very, very smooth.
Okay, so maybe just go ahead and just do that. Or do we go ahead with our yeri sauce?
We'll still need to blend the pepper for the yeri sauce, so we should just go ahead and blend this.
Okay. Well, like Chef Toure said earlier on, this meal is quite nutritious because you're working with a lot of proteins here, and then you have your vegetable, and then you have a little bit your ginger and garlic, which you'll be putting into the yeri sauce here, which of course is very high in antioxidants. We'll be going on a quick commercial break. People, stay with us. There's more on the show.
Welcome back. Now, unbranded oil. Now, this is a menace in the Nigerian food market. And while, of course, they are essential to many people, I mean, they may be pocket-friendly, we realize that oils, these kinds of oils, you can see some of them on the screens now, some of them can be potentially damaging to one's health. And that damage might not be so cheap at the end of the day. Now, Dr. Boyo is here with me to talk about the possible health risks of consuming unbranded oil. Doc, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, we've been working on this special report, going out into different communities to talk to people about unbranded oil and why they're doing it and all of that. And we've seen some of the places where these things are processed. And we realize that these oils can actually be quite deadly. Can you talk to us about some of the side effects and health hazards that one can face from using oils that you don't know the source?
Yeah. The first thing is such unbranded oil packages must have avoided NAFDAC and the Standard Organization of Nigeria. So in most cases, when things are cheap, they don't just come cheap. They come because some people have sidetracked laid down procedures. So these people are not subjected. They don't allow the oil to be subjected to scientific verification of the content of the oil. So we start from impurities such as, things that can cause reactions in people, impurities, dirt, you know, and things. And these things will not settle down because at the end of the day, for oil, most of them are not quite transparent for you to see anything at the bottom of them. So when you use them to cook, you know, some people get infected, some people throw up, some people pass, some people have diarrhea and things like that. But beyond that is the cholesterol level. Cholesterol is normally in the body. The body manufactures cholesterol. It's part of what the body uses in the cell membrane. So there's cholesterol in the body, but high cholesterol is a problem. And when cholesterol goes high in the body, it causes a lot of problems, what we know as cardiovascular diseases, you know. So the cholesterol in the body doesn't move alone. It attaches itself to proteins. So we have lipoproteins, cholesterol in proteins. So the proteins carry the cholesterol from one part of the body to the other. So we have the high density and the low density. Low density are very dangerous, and the high density, good protein, good cholesterol. So most of these unbranded oil tend to have high levels of cholesterol. In fact, in 2009, a group of researchers in Nigeria found that when they picked 21 of these, 17 of them had deadly levels of cholesterol.
Deadly levels of cholesterol.
Deadly levels.
17 out of 21.
Yeah, 21. And the remaining 4 had high levels, but could be managed. And this is outside other things like, you know, chemicals, preservatives and impurities, you know. And like you said earlier on, it's due to the poverty level in the country. People think that they are being smart and they say penny wise, pound foolish. At the end of the day, the amount of money you spend to treat yourself, treat your children, could even, it just boomerangs. You spend much more money to take care of yourself. So high cholesterol leads to plaques, P-L-A-Q-U-E, in the arteries. And these plaques or plaques, we call it that way, tend to, when they move in the arteries, they could block some arteries, especially what we call the coronary arteries, the arteries of the heart. So when they block any part of the heart, that part dies. So blood supply to a part of the heart dies, and we have what is known as myocardial infarction. And this can lead to what we often hear as, you know, somebody has a cardiac arrest or things like that.
So usually cholesterol that blocks these arteries.
Yes, these arteries. So, and at times if they are down there in the legs and they move up, these plaques get broken up into little bits and they become what we know as emboli or embolus or singular. And these things, very minute things that you can find in a microscope, very microscopic things, and they move in the blood system, and if they get to the heart, they block the arteries of the heart, as I earlier said. If they get to the brain, wow, the arteries in the veins in the brain are very small, and these emboli block the arteries in the vein, in the brain, and this leads to stroke. Wow. Some people have stroke. It's not just hypertension. So, oh, my father didn't have hypertension. He was always up and about, you know. But cholesterol that creates a plaque, and the plaque goes up into the brain, into the blood vessels in the brain, and blocks these blood vessels so that the supply of blood, you know, blood carries oxygen and nutrients. So the supply of oxygen to that part of the brain is no longer possible. And so that part of the brain gets suffocated. You can try by tying a rubber band around your hand. When you tie a rubber band around your hand very tight, there's less blood supply to your fingers, and you feel pain. And you find the place turning blue, turning black, and can die off. So the blood supply to that part of the brain is cut off. I have a friend whose mother had a stroke, and the blood supply to the language center of the brain was cut off. And you can't believe it, this woman could not speak English anymore. She could only speak local dialects. And so we have other people, when you have stroke, you cannot move your, maybe a right side of the body or the left side of the body, or sometimes speech is affected. You can't even smile because the part of the face gets paralyzed. So people that have these things think that stroke comes from just hypertension. Now, if you are diabetic again, cholesterol, high cholesterol level worsens diabetes. It causes kidney failures. It causes, like I said, stroke and heart failure. But
now, Doc, yes. I know that, you know, we're going deeper into this. We don't have much time. Now, we want to focus on, I mean, we're talking about oils specifically, but we're also focusing on lifestyle changes. So if, for instance, that certain people have been doing this for a very long time. They've been buying unbranded oil for many years. So the first lifestyle change is, of course, changing the kind of oils that you use. And then, of course, the second is maybe changing some
no, first
actives.
of all, after changing the oil I use, it's good to go to see the doctor and do a cholesterol test to find out whether you have high cholesterol. If you have high cholesterol, you'll be given drugs over 3 months to bring down your cholesterol to normal. Then lifestyle changes can follow, like stopping alcohol, reducing alcohol intake, cessation of smoking, then gymming, going to the gym to reduce your weight, because weight gain worsens diabetes and hypertension, and then cholesterol weight gain could just be terrible in that it could just be like a bombshell, like something, a volcanic eruption in your life. So lifestyle changes take place. You want not to take walks, climb the stairs instead of going with the lifts, going in lifts, climb the stairs, and then, you know, be more active rather than being sedentary. So these are lifestyle changes that can be very, very helpful.
Now, of course, with regards to oils, what are the oils to then look for when I go out, maybe go out shopping for oils?
First of all, buy branded oil and make sure that you can read the stickers on the oil telling you how much trans fat you have, how much saturated fat you have. High trans fat and high saturated fat means that there's cholesterol there.
So how do I know if it's high?
Oh, you look at it. You look at the amount. Most, if you have more than 3 milligrams per meal of saturated fatty acids. So most of these people don't write cholesterol there. They just write no cholesterol, low cholesterol. But how much is low? So you need to look at it. And then if it's trans fat, they will write it a trans fat. If it's saturated fatty acid, they write it there. So we prefer unsaturated or low saturated fatty acids in the oils. And then we also want to make sure that we go for those ones that are well known, that you can Google up or you can go and check it for yourself. Because when they are unbranded, there's no way you can find out how much fat there is.
Exactly, and then you can't call anybody. So
you can't call anybody. So unbranded containers have no stickers on them telling you what exactly you have there. And if it's outside this country, they will write the daily requirements by the side and write to you what it has. So you say it has 0.5 milligrams per this per 7, and they write at the back daily requirement, but we don't have that in most places in this country. And so NAFDAC, as Standard Organization of Nigeria, has to continue to insist that even the branded ones should state exactly what they mean by low cholesterol, how much is low, and if there's no cholesterol, they should write it there.
That there's no cholesterol.
Yeah, there's no cholesterol.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I mean, you've really enlightened us on a number of things. A lot of lifestyle changes will be required for certain people in this 2019.
After the tests.
After the tests,
yes,
obviously.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Doc, for joining us this morning. All right, we're heading to the kitchen now, where, of course, and our chef are, of course, using branded oil right now. they're working on something.
Yes, you can be very rest assured that we are using branded oil. So guys, please stay away from our branded oil. I know times can be hard, but hey, health is wealth. All right, so here in the kitchen with me is Chef Ture, and this morning we are making fish akara and yeri sauce. And earlier on, we ran through the ingredients, which of course will come on your screen in a bit. And so, Chef Ture, where are we so far?
So we've blended our fish. It is now very smooth. If you observe earlier, it wasn't as smooth as
this, yeah.
So what we need to do, we would need to taste it if the ingredients are
okay. And this morning we are actually making use of mackerel fish. So what she did earlier on was blend it with 1 egg, yeah?
Yes, 1 egg, yes. 1 mackerel fish, so 1 egg. I'll just add a little salt for taste. Then after doing this, we'll just stir it very well.
So I'm just going to put the vegetable oil on so that we can start frying this up. All right. Yes. And then for our yeri sauce, we're actually making use of palm oil, and for our fish akara, bleached palm oil, yes. And then for our fish akara, we are making use of branded vegetable oil, guys, yes. So I'm just going to allow our pan for our yeri sauce to dry out a bit.
If this is enough, we can start frying. It's not so hot. Let me just give it time.
So the egg in the fish actually helps it to firm up.
Yes.
So when you put in the oil, it doesn't, you know, scatter. It doesn't separate. Okay. Our oil is pretty hot.
Yes, it's still cold.
All right, guys. So for our yari sauce this morning, we are making use of pepper. And there's a particular chili pepper. What does the name we call the chili pepper?
It's a Yoruba name, it's just bawa.
Bawa, bawa. Yes, that's what we're making use of. Thank you, remember, yeah. So we have our pepper, chili pepper here, grounded. And we have our efinrin, which we'll be using for, which will be put in our yari sauce. Yeah, right, okay.
And our crayfish as well.
And our bleached palm oil. And let me give you guys a few health benefits of efinrin. Efinrin is scent leaf, actually. And did you know that it actually helps to cure bad breath? Yes. So if you have bad breath, go get your scent leaf. And did you also know that you could actually use it as a mosquito repellent?
No.
No, you didn't know that?
I don't know that.
All right. So that's another reason you should need to wake up Nigeria. So what scent leaf does is actually helps to repel all the mosquitoes. When you dry it and then you burn it like an incense and then you just keep it somewhere and then it helps to, you know, keep the mosquitoes away. Yeah, and also helps to treat malaria and fever. So, go and look for it. Or you could even plant it. Because I know, yeah, you could actually, you could actually have, you don't even need to have like a garden. You could have your, you know, a small bucket you could use in planting scent leaf. And I hear that it really actually doesn't, you don't need so much to plant it. It's a must-have, basically, so you should go look it up on Google on how to plant it. All right, so our fish akara is...
We are frying it.
Okay, so how long... So what are we looking for here? Is it going to be brownish? Is it going
I
to
love
be...
it golden, but now I've not gotten what I want. So when it's golden, I'll just turn it over to the other side.
I think it's something you have to be very patient with.
Yes.
I've never made this before.
That's the idea.
Is around the corner, and I remember that I have fish at home.
Yes, you just have to. You have to try it, and it's very, very easy. It's not so difficult. It's not difficult at all.
Yes, actually, it isn't. I think it's even easier than making akara itself.
Akara is stressful before you soak the beans.
Yeah, the beans, you wash it, then you know take off the outer skin and all that.
This hot so can just start, but I don't want this to get burnt.
Yeah, so we're just going to toss this so that it can dry up already.
I don't know what's
so for our yari sauce, can you take us through the process?
When we add our bleached palm oil, we are going to add, I've added onions to this already. Okay. So we're just going to put it in. Then when it fries very well, we add our crayfish and seasoning cubes. And we'll slice our efinrin. The efinrin, because of the health benefits you mentioned earlier, so that's why I'm using the efinrin to give it this traditional taste as well.
Yeah. Interesting stuff happening on the show this morning. I am so excited. And all right,
I don't want this to.
So guys, there are still a few giveaways that will be happening tomorrow on the show. So you have to stick around for it. We'll be dropping some, you know, tidbits here and there. That's another reason for you to stay tuned to Wake Up Nigeria. And we'll be going on a quick commercial break, people. There's so much more on the show. Stay with us.
All right, our next guest is Nigerian singer Azadus. How many people remember him from way back? All right, he dominated the Nigerian airwaves in the early 2000s with such hits as You Is The One.
Timo really Ferrong.
Yeah.
And you know, like most artists, he started his music career in the church choir, but later veered into secular music with Defo Clan.
Yeah, indeed. And he's joining us this morning to talk about what he's been up to and, you know, his new projects that are coming up this year, 2019.
Did.
Wow, Azadus, it's good to have you join us today. Wow.
Same here, my brother. How
Great
now?
to have you. Are you feeling cold?
We did.
Oh, man, don't be smart.
Don't worry, you get used to it eventually.
Okay.
Okay, so Azadus.
Yes.
Are we excited or what?
Totally excited. I mean,
I'm excited to be in the studio as well.
But
the AC is just is tuning down the excitement.
It's tuning down the excitement. Don't worry.
We'll get you some coffee shortly.
Yeah.
Okay. No
now you're one of the people that started the movement, the hip hop movement, the R&B movement in Nigeria back in 1995.
Yeah.
With the Defo Clan and all the work that you were doing, then eventually signed up to Kenny's Music. Amazing. Can you just take us back down memory lane from 95?
Okay, I actually started as Licky Rankin.
Vicky Rankin.
Yeah,
Rankin.
that was the first name. And then I met a friend of mine, Gregory. We hooked up and fell in love with each other's, style of music, and we became a group called the Perpetrators. After which the Perpetrators now, hooked up with Defo Clan, and we did a lot of stuff, and then we came up with a single called Kilonso.
Yeah.
Kilonso was actually, was actually a chart buster at the time.
Did you expect it at that time?
No, I actually didn't expect it.
It was huge. I mean,
None of us did.
Back in those Unilag days, I mean, you're just walking down the street.
Okay, so you're one of those bad boys.
Yeah.
Yummy. Thank you for revealing some of his past.
So with Defo Clan, we were seven guys in the group. Okay. And after some time, we started doing our solo projects, and I was fortunate to, get a record deal with my boss, Kenny Ogungbe.
Yeah.
And I did Kenny's music, and that was how, Azados, came to the limelight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful voice that Azados has.
Beautiful.
And we just want to check out, take you down memory lane. For those of you who are, all your 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds, just check out a little bit of Azados right now.
Yeah. Some will be born and some must die. The night may seem long, soon the sun won't shine. You're living in a world where they just may die. And don't be surprised to see the wicked thrive. Why? I'm not a response child, but me still striving like a rock and fire. And I no go to think and I no go to cry. If man no rotting, man no go by. It's the we start a journey of 1,000 miles. Because I know the strong only may stay alive. You go to see the sign if you don't feel my rhyme. I go keep my head straight, my shoulders high. We're living in a world where they just may die. And don't be surprised to see the wicked thrive. My guy, now so be this life. Even the rich man also cry. Don't you cry, wear a smile. Don't you worry, everything will be fine. Put your worries behind before you blink an eye. You will surely grow a wing to fly. Don't you cry, wear a smile. Don't you worry, everything will be fine. Put your worries behind before you blink an eye. You will surely grow a wing to fly. Don't worry, my brother.
That's Azados right there, man.
Yeah. You know, Sunday jolly, even if sugar no day, you're Gary. I can't remember.
Amazing.
Not a bad try, though. Not a bad try.
It's that voice. Once you hear it, right? It's
with Lord.
Yeah. That's it. That's kind of. Yeah.
So before we move on,
yes.
There's something trending right now that everybody keeps talking about, especially with the old face-off. Some time back, we had Blackface on TVC. Then just about 2 days ago, we had him on Max FM. We had a Two-Face on Max FM. And it's all about the old group thing. Groups coming together, going apart. And we know, of course, that you came from a group.
Yeah.
Weighing on this.
You see, it's not always an easy task, trying to leave, your brothers and,
you've grown with.
People you've grown with, you've suffered with, you've done a lot of stuff with, and then you're going on your own path. It's not always easy. Some of us would, embrace the idea, and some of us wouldn't ever forgive that, that move, and I was very fortunate because my guys were
solidly behind you.
They were right behind me, and thank God they up until today, we still love each other. Aww. We still call each other. We're always, there for each other. You know what I mean?
But it's not like that. It's not always like that with every group.
No, it's not always like that. The experience is not always,
What do you think is responsible for this? For you and your guys to still remain friends?
Sometimes it's Sometimes it's greed. Sometimes it's envy. Most times it's envy. But it's actually not supposed to be like that, because if you embrace someone else's success, it's not impossible that God will remember you through that. I mean, as long as your happiness is genuine, you know what I mean? So people always get it wrong. When you are busy, you know, envying someone, instead of, you know, trying to be creative and, you know.
There's so much bitterness.
Yeah, so much bitterness, and then before you know what's up, you're just wasting your life away.
So talk to us about the future. I mean, it's 2019.
Yeah.
We know you've been going back to the studio, doing some collabs and stuff like that. Talk to us about some of the things we should expect.
Okay, last 2 years, I did something with Blackface. You know, I and Blackface were quite close. You know, although I am not, you know, in terms with a lot of ideas he has with my other friend.
I notice your discomfort.
with my other friend who is Two-Face. Jonas, I actually met Blackface first, and then you know, introduced me to Two-Face, and you know, we became a big family. You know what I mean?
And of course, you did a song with Plantation Boys as well.
That was in 2001. So I did something with Blackface. That was Blackface featuring Azados and Marvelous Benji. And on my own EP coming out pretty soon, I featured Two-Face. No, Tubaba.
It's now Tubaba.
I featured Tubaba. I featured Small Doctor. That guy has crazy talent.
Energy as well. My goodness.
I didn't believe it. I didn't know the guy could sing.
Cool.
I just hooked him up on, I hooked up with him on Instagram, and he said, Baba, no shaking, blah, 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 blah. And I emailed him this stuff, and before I knew what's up, he threw me I said, I thought I was going to chance you on this stuff, you know, but, you know, I did 4 different songs, and they are gospel songs, you know, coming from the church. I wanted to, you know, have a bit of, you know, the good side. So that they will know that I'm not a bad somebody. Do you understand? And we are going to the next phase. And that phase is not actually a shake your bum bum kind of song. Do you understand? It's just feel good music, you know, enjoy yourself and all of that. So that's what we are going into pretty soon.
Okay, so we are looking forward to an Azados rebranded, doing gospel music and secular music as well. We can't wait.
It's not Azados rebranded. Azados is Azados.
So it's not rebranded. It's just adding things to his brand.
Yes.
Is that not rebranded?
No, it's not.
Just taking things to the next level.
Azados expanded.
I got you, imagine. So you're going to give us a snippet of something. 10 seconds. Just give us a flavor.
Okay. This one says, oh, she said and she loves me, oh, oh, oh. She said and she wants me, she said that she wants me. The shorty said that she needs me. The shorty said that she wants me. She said that she needs me. See the married and they dance to the groove, She they dance to my groove, See the married and they dance to my groove. You know, clap.
All right, so we're going to be dancing to the groove. I think we have one more song that I want to check out over here.
It would be nice to see that. Oh, Madame.
I do remember this song. We're supposed to, okay. Let's warm you up a little bit because I know you're cold.
This is the way you dance to Madame now.
Okay. Hey, there's a new dance.
Then you do the butterfly style.
Oh my goodness. I hope you're getting this one.
Showcase style.
In my life, Madame, you don't have this watch my pins. To me, cannot explain what she means to me. She means
they're not seeing me.
Me cannot explain what she means to me. She means
Hey, let's watch her do her thing. No, you're not one.
There you go. All right. Azadas, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be with us in the kitchen later on, obviously.
I'll be eating all the food.
Yes, indeed. And we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Telling us what's been happening, giving us some advice as well. Look out for somebody else's success. Be genuinely happy for
Yes,
them.
be genuinely happy.
Absolutely
Take out the
amazing.
envy so you can be successful as well.
There's so much more on Wake Up Nigeria after this. Don't forget. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still your #1 breakfast show on Nigerian TV. We're right here with you every single day.
Yeah, and we'll still be here for another hour as we wait for the weekend to finally get here. I feel like it's the weekend already. So we can rest and attend all the Owambes that we can.
It's not the weekend yet, Mary. It's still 24
Some people get
hours.
married today. Go for your Owambe, John. Like, My name is Mary Alimi.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. We're streaming live right now on Facebook. Check us out at TVC Connect. And of course, for comments, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And always remember that we're right here every single time. Even when the show is over, still continue to tweet at us and tell us what you're up to. We're also doing some giveaways tomorrow.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And don't forget, always use the hashtag, all right? Wake Up Nigeria. Well, it's Tech Thursday. We will be kicking off this hour with some animation techniques. Stay tuned for that.
And then we're going to have Ogoluwa Ajiboso, a spoken words artist, who's going to be performing on the show.
I felt my thoughts like a weight. I had to wait for them to cool off like fire on ice. My own thoughts became an army that made war sounds at night and dropped bombs of insecurity and left a strong stench of insufficiency. I watched as my emotions were burnt on the altar of comparison and blown away by the wind of inadequacy. I was lost.
Ooh, very
and
nice.
Next, we have a mini art exhibition coming on with Nike Monica Okundaye of Nike Arts Gallery.
Oh, God.
I couldn't resist. It puts me in a mood.
Have you guys ever been to Nike Art Gallery?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. She's like a legend. I'm telling you.
She is a legend.
Absolutely amazing, yeah.
I'm trying to think of where I've been there. I know I've been there one way or the other, either via internet or something. But I've seen lovely.
You would have seen lots of videos and stuff like that. She was on CNN African Voices. She was also on Inside Africa. So there's people are always, anybody who comes to Nigeria always asks you first, where's the gallery? Because
that's a national pride. That's something that
national pride. Yeah,
we should ensure. Those are the ones that we should ensure that the legacy, well preserved and all of that. Art, that is it. Well, anyway, the good news is that we're just 1 week away from the end of January.
This is
today's 24th, exactly 1 week, and it's 31st. So just 1 week, just 7 more days. And
the good part of that is salary will be paid soon. The interesting part, though, is we still have to wait for a week, which is still a very long time, considering our pockets are very
thin right now.
Boosted.
All right, so there's a tweet I saw that got my attention. So there's this lady who goes, okay, so you call up a photographer. Okay. Yeah, and you say, oh, okay, I would like you to do my baby's photo shoots, and the photographer gives you her, rates, like how much, she charges and stuff. And then you don't reach out to the photographer anymore and then later on, the photographer sees a picture of your baby photoshopped in her pictures, like in photos she's taken. So, okay, so for example, I'm the customer now, and then I go and I Photoshop my baby's face, like my baby's image,
into my own photograph.
Your own photograph.
Yeah.
You don't understand?
I understand
She
someone.
couldn't afford to, you know, hire the photographer.
Yeah.
So she goes and photoshops her baby's photos
Into her own pictures.
the photographer's photos. Like pictures that
the
photographer has
backgrounds
taken.
and everything.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And photographer is livid.
Why?
Why won't she be livid?
Why is she leaving?
You didn't want to hire my services,
Yeah.
and then you go forward to use your baby's pictures in your baby's image in my pictures.
Is it today we are using Photoshop?
It's called artistic license.
Artistic
License.
Some people call it in other terms, like in literature, it's poetic license. But in this case now, I would say
Okay, so
artistic license.
What I'm trying to know is, had the photographer had taken photographs of her before?
No.
Okay, so you know, this thing is very funny.
Why is it funny?
It is a very thin line. The line is thin, oh. However, it is
Once
not
you've paid for
everybody
a
that can
photograph, it's yours,
afford
right?
your service.
Yeah, then why not?
It's-
Because you'll definitely find a photographer that you can afford. So why not go for that photographer that you can
The
afford?
photographer
Instead of doing the
cannot
Photoshop.
find that kind
Exactly.
of background. What if it's even the photographer she got that did the Photoshop?
But you know, funny
for her?
enough. But you know what?
I can,
But you know
I
what?
can,
Not
I can Photoshop
everyone
my son's picture on
any background.
On any
on
background.
any background.
Yes.
I don't
people
understand.
do.
No, listen. Okay, so we have children. We have amazing, talented children photographers.
Yeah.
Who, when it comes to props, they spend a lot of money in, you know, creating their props. You know, it depends on now. They're even themed. So if you want Cinderella, if you want Frozen, they make
You
all
get
that stuff
anything you
exactly,
want.
and then you Photoshop your child's image into
into somebody else's.
somebody else's
And
work.
I just want
Prop,
to
okay,
mention
right,
two
right.
instances.
Into the
We
theme.
have,
Yeah.
we
Okay,
have
so that's a
Uncle
challenge. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Adekunle
I'm
Gold,
understanding now.
Who used to
That's
Photoshop into
different.
Kim. 1, 2. The second one, until we became more advanced in Nigeria, people used to Photoshop themselves inside planes. As in, the plane would be in the sky.
Even Eiffel
Well, you
Tower,
see
I've
what-
seen that.
You see, this happened.
wrong,
This
really.
happened
That's why
recently
I said
when
this is a
Danny
thin
Young,
line.
had to call out Tiwa Savage, and her video was pulled down from YouTube.
Yeah.
Because she used an adage, and then she added the same line Danny Young
Yes.
added. Now the adage is popular, Yoruba adage, and then she added the same line he used. YouTube pulled the video down. So the point is that the theme is hers. So if that picture goes anywhere, if it's on a
Exactly.
file sharing website,
Yeah.
if I write or I petition
represents
to
her.
that file sharing website, then you have an answer to you have a query to
query
answer
to
when it
answer,
comes
yes.
to copyright laws. So, but that Danny Young and Tiwa Savage, it's been back and forth. It's been, I think, in the regard when you hear the song, she used exactly the same line he used. She
Yeah,
used
so
the adage and
it's
used the
not
line
gonna
after.
work,
So,
yeah.
but I don't know, man. Now that one is quite a
Well,
long thing.
As long as it's not used for something commercial, I don't know.
Welcome back. It's Wake Up Nigeria. And if you're a lover of Wake Up Nigeria, you definitely know that Art on the Show is our Thursday staple. And joining me right now is Ogo Olua Ajibosho. She's a spoken word poet. And this morning she'll be performing one of her poems, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly are you performing for us today?
Okay, it's a piece that shows the importance of our responsibility as citizens.
Okay.
You know how we blame all the problems of the country on our leaders.
Yeah.
So basically it's just to remind us that we also have a part to play in making Nigeria a better place.
And in anticipation of the
Yeah.
elections, which is
Yes,
happening very
yes,
soon.
yes.
Very key, very
Yes,
spot on as
yes.
well. Okay, so how did you discover your love for prom? I mean, it's been 2 years.
Well, I just started watching some spoken word artists like
Okay.
Jackie Hill Perry, Preston Perry. Then I discovered people like Titilope Shonuga and a few others. And then I began to wonder that I can do this. I can actually do this. And I started writing my pieces, started performing them, rehearsing on my own before I now started getting invitations. So that's basically how it started. And I found my voice in spoken word.
Okay.
Yes.
And where do you see you doing this in the next couple of years?
Well, I started a show that brings together spoken word artists
Artists, okay.
in where I school in Shagam.
Okay.
So basically what we do there is, my goal aside my own personal spoken word is that to bring together young people who are also interested in spoken word, to give them a voice as well.
Okay.
So to just, it's a form of education, it's a form of information. So I like to have a community of people around me. So that's basically what I see for myself.
Okay, Ogolu, at this point, I'm just going to let you go
Okay,
ahead with your
thank you.
poem. Take it away.
Change. one word that has built a monument in the vocabulary of an average Nigerian. Our burning desire for change has driven us to a place where our change was searched and altered. Our burning desire for change drove us to a place where we exchanged satisfaction from those who were not even consumed by this same hunger. We searched for a knight in shining armor. We searched for a knight in shining armor till it was night and we were no more. And from the grave, our strangled dreams and forgotten desires cried out for vengeance. Do we really think with an undivine snap of the finger we can change the records to record less of the seconds that we see? Because we sit down, see knees locked, newspaper in right hand, drink in the other. We complain with our hearts saturated with pain of the saturated nature of our leadership with corruption. And we fail to see how saturated our minds are with planes. Planes that characterize our unelevated minds. Unelevated minds upon which we plant seeds of deceit, and the only seeds of deceit that we choose to see are the seeds of deceit planted by our leaders. We fail to see the flooded gate, the flooded road of our nations with our individual sins. This Nigeria that I see is definitely not the Nigeria I want to see, but we'll still see this that we see if we fail to see the sea of responsibility we are surrounded with as citizens. We'll still see this that we see if all that we seek to see is the unseen sins of our leaders. We'll still see this that we see if we are blind to see that we have a part to play in this corruption race. Arise, O compatriots, we sing, but we fail to see that there are men who have failed to rise from their state of drunkenness and prefer to fill their bellies with beer than to fill their children with education. We fail to see that we still have mothers who prefer to fill their face with colors and bodies with embroidery than to educate their children with knowledge. We still have young ones who prefer to blend into the filter-filled community called the internet than to challenge the filters in their community. This is not just poetry for snaps. This is poetry that will make us snap out of the illusion that our leaders are the only cause of our problems. If the only solution to our nation's problem that we see is our PVCs, then we are just people violating citizenship. Thank you.
I like that. I really did enjoy that. Now, we are on Tech this morning, and we're looking at 2D animation, the process of getting together, putting together a 2D animation. And I have Jimmy Ojikutu in the house. It's great to have you.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Mike, how you doing?
You're welcome. Good. So,
yeah.
As you can see, this is something Jimmy did, but before we get straight into what we're showing today, how much, let's talk about the evolution in the animation industry. There's quite a lot that people do now that we need animation. How so?
Well, a lot of, with the rise of social media, a lot of businesses have a channel to promote themselves, businesses, brands.
No, because we used to think that animation was just for kids these days, but we see even banks and all of that pass messages and using the stories via animation.
Yeah, animation is not just for kids.
Sure,
it's not just for kids.
Sure, you can say that again.
Yeah, it depends on the storyline, it depends on the content, it depends on the concept.
All right, so let's get straight to it. Let's put people through some processes of starting or putting together a 2D animation. Maybe we'll start with the software. What software do you use? What's your software of choice?
Okay, there are different software you can use depending on the type of animation you want to do.
Okay.
So you have frame-by-frame animation, and then you have rigged animation where you create skeletal rigs for the characters, and then you move them.
And then you move them. Okay, yes. So which is this one we have here?
This is a rigged animation.
This is a rigged animation.
Yeah.
So this character was created from the scratch by you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So let's get through the process. So which software is this that we're using?
This is Anime Studio.
Okay.
And then there's After Effects as well that you can use. Okay. What these softwares do is that they make animation easier. Prior to now, you have to draw frames for a 24 frames per second animation. That means each frame, you draw an animation for it, you draw an illustration for it, and then allow it to animate. But now you have rigs where you can draw the character and just move the skeletons around. Okay. So if you look at this, we move the skeletons around.
All right.
And then for example, we say at 1 second do this, at 3 seconds do this, at 5 seconds do this, at 10 seconds do this, and then when we play it, the software just
makes it so much easier, right?
Yeah, it makes it so much easier.
So now, you said something prior to this time, for each frame, you have to draw the movement for each particular frame.
Yeah.
And then per second, you're looking at 24 frames per second. That's your average animation. Are there animations that exceed 24 frames?
Well, it's like a movie. It's a standard frame rate per second. For movies, for example, movies are motion pictures. Animations in 2D, in this case, is motion illustrations, moving illustrations.
Okay.
So you illustrate before. That's why for animation productions years ago, Disney and the likes, you had thousands of animators and all of that. But there are new productions where you just have a small team and you can come up with really cool animations.
Okay.
So you can do 2 hours animation. You can do, I mean, whatever you want to do.
All right. Now, so for this process now, this guy we see moving now, for each movement, you had to create it on, is this a rig? What do you call this?
This is a sequence.
Okay, your sequence, like your timeline if we were doing normal editing. Your timeline. Okay, so you had to move each one for each frame. Did you have to move each one for each frame?
Yes, for each frame. The skeleton has been created for them. You can see this arrows on your body.
This arrows inside and all of that. Those are the
skeletons. So you can move them whichever way you want.
Okay.
If I pause it, you can see that the rigs have
I can see some commands here. What commands are these? How do they feature? How do they work with the image here?
Well, the first step, I create the skeletons.
Okay.
Then I named the skeletons, so I know what to move for what. Like this is a body turn.
All right.
This is for the hand, for the eyes, blink, head turn.
Foot turn. So each different one, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Controlling this body. And each of them is named here, right?
Yeah, each of them is, this is where this is my timeline.
Okay.
I mean, this is the time.
Okay.
So for example, let me create a new sequence here. Like this guy moves from here, 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 here. And then let's say, make him bend over here. So between here and here, we can see, just watch.
All right.
You're going to see him bend over now. That bend, you saw the bend?
Yes, I saw the bend.
Yes.
The bend was not there before, so you created that one just now.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, but this time around, you had to go directly to the image and move it. And then you bent it over, and then you put it. It records it.
Yeah, your movement.
Wow, wonderful. All right, cool. So, and then you said something about After Effects.
Well,
when you move from here, what else do you get to do in After Effects?
Well, After Effects is another software entirely.
Okay.
So, for example, we use Illustrator to do to draw different characters. So I just I did a little example here. For example, if we want to create a scene, we have a cityscape, for example.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We put it here. So we're creating a scene real quick.
All right, all right. So this is something I did from scratch. Okay, this is a city scene. I can see the buildings, the high rise, and all of that.
Exactly.
All right, yeah, that's
so we have, let's stick a character in it. Yeah. So we have a character. There's a black hoodie. Let's just put it here. And then we have
okay. What's that we're putting now? A head.
Yeah, a head.
Okay.
So you can see that. Let's expand this real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a head in the hoodie. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Good. It's well placed. Well placed.
Yeah. So
and then you can adjust the size of the head and all of that.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right
directly.
there. Yeah. Okay. Move it. Move each element.
Okay. So how can we animate this now?
To animate this,
yeah,
I imported this from the
Anime Studio.
No, from Adobe Illustrator.
Okay, from Illustrator.
Yeah,
okay.
I did illustrations in
Illustrator.
Right. So, for example, if we want to put, let's just do a basic animation.
Yeah, let's just do something basic for now. Something basic.
So
for now.
Okay. So we want to make a.
All right. So from the timeline, that's where you start putting in the commands.
Yes, exactly.
That you give to the final image. Okay.
So I'm going to make a move like from a farther. Let's do a basic animation. Okay. I'm going to make a move from a farther position closer to the screen.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do something basic.
So I've linked the head to the hoodie, for example.
Okay.
And so I'll just do a basic command from here. So she's at a distance here. And then she's going to move slowly.
Wow, this is, yeah, this is.
Solely towards the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's just get that. All right. Yeah. I can see that movement now. I can see that movement now.
And then we can add an up and down movement to.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to round
walk cycle and all of that.
Okay, so just to round up, putting together, I've seen some ads and some promos, putting together an animation of say like 1 minute. Say you want something to put on Instagram and you want to put a 2D animation on Instagram. How long does it take you to put that kind of something together? Let's round up with that.
Well, it depends on the concept. It depends, you know, on the tools we're using.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but on the average, how long?
It could take from a few days to weeks.
Okay.
Depending on the concept.
All right. Thank you very much, Jimmy. I know also have you. We're looking at working on something for our presenters here. We're looking at animating their images, and by the next time Jimmy comes, we'll see some animated images of your presenters here on the show. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. All the best. All right. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go nowhere. There's still a whole lot we have in store for you. Take a recess. Don't go nowhere.
All right, welcome to the outdoors. Today is very special.
Very, very special. Like we're having 2 interviews at the end of the show. I'm sure many people thought at the first half that the show was going to end an hour earlier.
But yeah, I mean, it's something very special that we're doing today. For over 50 years, this lovely lady right here, Nike Okundai, Mommy Nike.
Chief Dr. Mrs. Nike Okundai.
Wow, absolutely amazing. She's joining us this morning. And she is indeed a legend in Nigerian art.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely amazing. And we're just going to be looking over that journey over the next few minutes, and also looking at a few of her art as well. She's, whatever it is, paintings, cloth making,
beads as well.
Adire, tie and dye, everything. She's absolutely amazing. Bead making as well. Crafts.
I feel like we have a lot to cover, and we should just.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor. So we're going to start from here, from the table. Then we'll talk about your other artworks, and of course go over your years as an artist. This is Adire, right?
Yes.
Now made from organza.
This is Adire with wax, which we call Adire alabella. And my Adire start from painting it with our food, our leftover food. This is cassava. This is how it look before we dye it. This is hand painted with chicken's feather.
Wow.
The chicken feather is the brush, and that is the way they do Adire in those days. But now the modernized Adire now is with wax. And that is the book on Adire, showing how long they have started doing the book on Adire. The first book was 1971, but actually Adire started earlier than that.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. And this book is Adire Cloth in Nigeria, 1971 to 2016. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so you do other things as well. Which is that?
This is Adire with wax, which we call money. Everybody come to Lagos to look for money, and Lagos is the place to make your money if you can use your hand and put things together, even trash. You can turn it to treasure.
Talking about trash, yes. I'm very interested in that.
The plastic thrown inside the water, then you can make killing, and everybody can enjoy it in their house.
Sell them.
Everything that you put together, the cow teeth, you can make a necklace like what I'm wearing now. Is from those bottle plastic thrown inside the water.
Wow.
So then we send it to bidder to recycle them into beads, and now turn them to treasure, which you can wear.
And they're actually treasures.
Yes, they are.
Wow,
they
absolutely
are.
amazing.
So talking about your career, Ma, you've come a very long way. You're celebrating 50 years. You began this in 1968, and it's been 50 years since. The anniversary is this Saturday, I believe.
Yes, yes.
So what do you have planned for the anniversary?
Well, my plan is to invite all the king, because their prayers is very important on us, because they are the custodian of the people. For them to pray for all the upcoming artists who are interested in doing what I'm doing to be successful in life. So that is why we always call our king to bless that occasion. Then anybody going and coming can come and see the achievement, the work that is done, and the series workshop that I have.
Sounds exciting.
Over the last 50 years, you've had a remarkable journey. You started in Kogi State, Kaba specifically.
Yes.
And can you just tell us a little bit of that story?
My village and Kaba, they are surrounded with mountains, and people grow indigo in that place. So actually, that is where you have the female drummers. My great-grandmother is a drummer. And then, after all the activities, just like Mary met in Lagos here, everybody share their little common craft. So my great-grandmother is one of the head of the village woman, who is called Iyalode. So she teaches weaving, women's loom. So from women's loom, she dye the thread, and they dye it in indigo called Kijipa. So at the age of 6, you have to learn how to weave.
Wow.
In our area. And you know, there is cloth they call ala. It's called asofunfun in Yoruba. They weave that. And because it's cold in our area in December, so people wear that one just like outing, like Ghanaian people. It's a pride to wear hand woven. And that is how it starts. From there to do the adire in Oshogbo, which I come to my mother's sister.
Now, coming to town, you realize that so many things you grew up with, the culture was dying, so to speak. And then you decided to revive it in your own way. And you've done a whole lot. But at that point when you were starting the journey, did you think you would be able to bring it this far?
Actually, I took a risk, so many risks, because when I went into saying, I want to marry to somebody who will allow me to do my work, that is when I married to an artist who married 14 wives after me. I struggled there with my work. I managed to succeed. I went to America, and I see life through art. I said, if I can see this, let me teach my colleagues. Let me share my knowledge with my other female. So who also fall into the same trap, like no education, no money. And they always say, when you are in poverty, you can actually work and come up. You don't need to say, oh, if you don't help me. I start my business with 1 shilling.
1 shilling?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
You know, eventually, I mean, when you came back from America, eventually, I mean, you had this several opportunities that then eventually brought on the Nike Art Gallery, which everybody now knows. It's in Lagos, it's in Abuja, and it continues to expand. Well. Can you talk to us about how the art gallery started? How was this vision eventually even possible for you?
The art gallery just start. When we make this work, we have nowhere to sell it. So every 5 days, we go to Idisheke in Oshogbo to sit down. This is how we lay our fabric on the table. Then, if this one is coming, you will say, come and buy my own, just like you go to Tejuoso market. Then I said, what if I open a shop in my bedroom? So people can just come and see our own alone. When I say our own, myself and my colleagues, my co-wife, that is how our 3 of us are living in 1 bedroom. I now turn that one, I call it African Shop Number 1. In those days, when people come from Lagos to look at our work, we are just happy that they even say the work is nice, and they shake our hand. That makes our day. That is how it starts. Then they will say, oh, can we buy this? We say, that one, Allah will not know, because I can hardly speak a word of English.
As at that time.
So I will say, that one have figure, that one is more money. So the one of wall hanging, I will hang it on the wall. The one with pattern, I will say, only pattern only. So that is how. So now, from there, when I come back from US, I said, if this work can be sellable abroad, it should be able to be sellable in Nigeria. What can Nigeria use it to do? We are using it to do wrapper and buba. But many times they will say, we don't want to buy made in Nigeria. But you have to also wear it to show people that what you are wearing is art.
Yes.
It's wearable art, it's craft. It's something you use hand to do, just to show them the love you have for your country.
Wow. Yes, and I can see the love you have for art as well. We've got so many
beautiful paintings here. And photographs as well.
And some of them have stories. This, for example,
let's have a look.
Is of your daughters.
Yeah.
Your 4 daughters.
Yes. This is my first daughter, my second daughter, my third one, and the last one. Okay. So this one is going on agere. You know agere? Still work.
Okay.
That is how she gets scholarship to go to America to teach at American Virgin Island. Wow. And she become the beauty pageant there.
Wow.
This one work in the bank, but she's still an artist. She go to teach in different countries, like her name is Caroline.
Okay.
And then Alison is the one who was running the gallery when I opened the gallery 2008.
Okay.
So I brought her back after bachelor because I want them to have education. Okay. Now she's back to school. She has 2 masters already.
Wow.
And this one is having her bachelor soon. Okay. I have 4 girls and 2 boys.
Wow.
And showing here is to show the love of art. That when you are an artist, anybody, you become something that people... The king of Morocco actually read about us in Morocco. Wow. And that is how he come to Nigeria. The first place he come is my gallery. And he was there in the night. Wow. He come in the night every day. Instead of him to stay for 2 days, he end up staying 2 weeks. And you can see how I even wear him.
Yes.
He loved Nigeria and he loved art. He bought so many.
Wow. All right.
And then,
so over here we have something else.
Yes, I have the design of Adire that people who cannot wear Adire, they can always put it on the wall.
In their homes.
In their home. The water represents Olokun. That is the Lagos. Okay, the design represent Lagos, Olokun, that celebrate the goddess of the sea. Wow. So you are looking at this, but it's something, it has no figure. If you are Muslim, if you are Christian, you can put this in your house. It's still fabric, but it's on canvas. So people can. Then I have this one that I put figure because many people want to know the story of some of the female. Yeah. I call it Beauty Everywhere. You see the woman with the hair tie. And this is when I turned 55, then I decided to do this with Genevieve magazine.
Wow,
beautiful,
this is beautiful. And then your gele.
In fact,
that is
how long does it take to create this?
This gele is just 5 minutes, and it doesn't give you hair tie. I show it.
No headache?
No. With this kwekele, I just design it, and I call the kwekele. They make it, and now I'm happy that those Glow Airtel are now using the gele to show their gele.
They should pay some royalties.
Oh my!
Absolutely amazing.
Amazing, I must
Beautiful.
say.
I mean, your story is inspiring. Yes. We're so grateful to God for you.
Thank you.
And congratulations on 50 years, celebrating 50 years.
And thank you for giving so many people hope, especially with the jobs you create. Thank you so much. You do well.
All right, we're heading to the kitchen now.
Yeah.
Where we're rounding off things on the show. And of course, Antonika is going to be joining us over there.
For breakfast.
Yes, indeed. Please follow.
Please come with us. Yes,
thank you very much, Yomi and City. Interesting conversation there with Nike. All right, so with me here in the kitchen, of course, is Mike. And Chef Ture. And of course, joining us is Azados. Yes. All right, welcome to the kitchen, Azados. So shortly, Yomi, Mary, and Miss Nike will be joining us shortly in the kitchen. But before we go on, we need to talk about what we've made here. Yeah. Chef Ture, go ahead.
We made fish akara and the yeri sauce.
Okay.
So by preparing this, we used mackerel fish. We blended it and we added egg.
Okay.
So you make it very smooth. So when it is smooth, you are going to fry it. Make sure the oil is not...
You fry it with branded vegetable oil.
Yes, branded vegetable oil. And for my yeri sauce, I used bawa.
Bawa is red chili pepper.
And yes.
Why is it yeri?
Because it is my
signature
dish.
Hey, but why is it name?
So should I just be giving it yeri?
Or why do we really like repeating things?
Whatever. You know that the yeri is not just an ordinary yeri.
It's a double
It's
one.
a double yeri.
So
double yeri, eh?
Yes.
Double yeri.
Great
Nice one.
stuff. Okay, so Miss Nike and Yomi are joining us shortly in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We present to you
Hello,
Chief
ma'am.
Dr.
Welcome, ma'am.
This is Nike.
This way, ma'am.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Wow, you look beautiful.
Wow. Thank you.
You have to give space.
Thank you so much.
Please sit down. Please sit down. She always does, please.
Please sit down. Please
Okay.
sit down.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, welcome to the kitchen, ma'am.
Thank you.
So this is Chef Ture.
Wow.
And she's made fish akara and yeri sauce for us this morning.
Wow. Yes,
so we'd like you to have a taste. You and Mr. Azados.
Wow.
Let us know what
For someone who loves everything indigenous, I'm sure you'd love this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I want to
Yes.
I wish our Jesse King, the guy is here. He loved to make akara.
All right, so while that is going on, we want to say a big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on the show. Thank you so much.
Indeed, and thank you to Fola at Fola's Place for styling our hair. Thank you so much, Fola.
Wow. Thank you to Hadados for joining us this morning.
You love it, yeah?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Have you tried the yeri?
Did it with
The
the sauce.
Yes.
The yeri is going down.
Mr. K, what do you think?
This is akara, real one.
Yes. Real one. I'm sure
The best one. TBC and others. No other one.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
All right, so it's been a great show.
Indeed, yeah.
Really, really great show today. We thank you to everyone for making it happen. We're back tomorrow, Friday, for the weekend edition of
Yes,
Wake Up
so
Nigeria.
are you ready for us? Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.